The biggest mistake homeowners make when they see yellow grass can actually feed the problem. Before I talk about any specific disease, I have to explain a few things about how disease works. So I want to show you this picture that talks about the disease triangle. So you have to have three things for a disease to actually start infecting your lawn. One, you have to have a host that's susceptible, meaning your lawn has to be susceptible to the specific disease that's attacking the lawn. Second, you need to have the disease present in the soil. And third, you need to have the right conditions. So we're talking about temperature, moisture, sunlight, those type of things all have to be correct. And once all those three things come together, you have disease in your lawn. And so we're going to be talking in the rest of these videos about the specific diseases. And if we remove one leg of that triangle, then you don't have disease anymore. So I'm going to be giving you good, better, best solutions for each disease that you may have in your lawn. I first want to talk to you about the most common disease we see in home lawns, and it's called dollar spot. And how do you identify dollar spot? It's these little scattered brown patches, usually no bigger than about a silver dollar. That's why it's called dollar spot, is because they're about the size of a silver dollar. It's usually very easy to identify. And it's, like I said, it's a very common disease in home lawns. We generally start to see dollar spot in the month of June when the temperatures get warmer, above 80 to 85 degrees, and we have dewy mornings. The dollar spot loves the dew. Other way to identify dollar spot is something called mycelium, like what you see in this picture here. You see this very cottony kind of stuff on top of it. That's a dead giveaway for dollar spot. There's the silver dollar spot with this cottony stuff in the morning. That normally goes away by the time you get into the heat of the day, but in the morning you can certainly see that. So what do we do about dollar spot? Dollar spot isn't the most dangerous disease. I very rarely see it actually kill home lawns, but it does discolor it and give it a very unsightly appearance. So the good solution that I have for dollar spot is make sure you're getting your mowing height correct and you're getting your watering correct, and make sure that you're getting a good fertilizer treatment on it. If you have all of those things correct, you may need to go for the better solution, and that is a fungicide treatment. And I really recommend having a professional treat your lawn with a fungicide. And the reason for that is you can get granular fungicides at a store, but in general, those are not very effective. And so the best effective treatment is to get a professional fungicide treatment. And finally, the best solution is to do an aeration overseed, or get your lawn overseeded with dollar spot resistant grass. That's one of the best things you can do, is get resistant grass in your lawn so that it's not affected by the disease. So dollar spot, one of the most common diseases that we see in home lawns. If you see it in there, I hope these tips help. So the next disease I want to talk to you about is called red thread. A lot of times we see it in mid to late spring, and it's you can identify it pretty easy because it's these small discolored spots that are kind of all over your lawn. And if you look at them really closely, you'll see that there's a little pink or reddish hue to the spots. And the reason is, if you go up closer and you start to pull a piece of that discolored grass out and you look at it, you'll see red threads growing out of the grass. So they didn't get too creative when naming this. They named it exactly what it looks like, which is red thread. So I've got two pieces of advice for you on how to take care of red thread. The first one is make sure your mowing height is correct and that you're watering correctly. Again, I've got two videos in the link here that you can watch that really go over all the great advice that I've got for you in those two areas. Third, get adequate fertility. If you're doing all three of these things, then you may need a fungicide treatment to ultimately take care of it. And again, I recommend a professional lawn application for this, because you can do the granular products, but they don't really do very well against it. And so a liquid fungicide application is really what's needed to take care of this disease. So I hope that helps. If you have red thread, don't hesitate to give us a call or fill out the form below, and we can walk you through how to take care of it. All right, so I want to talk to you about slime molds. This actually isn't a disease that infects lawns, but it does grow on the grass. So So you see here, it's these big clumpy spores that grow on the grass, and it can cover the entire grass blade. So when you see it in lawn, it can actually be somewhat alarming because it looks like something really big is going on. When in fact, what's happening is you just have a fungus that's growing on the grass, and you can actually take a hose and just wash it right off. This usually shows up during wet periods of the season or of the year, and it doesn't usually last more than 1 to 2 weeks. A question we get asked a lot about slime mold: is it dangerous to humans or pets or kids? And the answer is no, it's not dangerous. This is just one you can, if you really don't like it, you can take a hose and wash it off the grass blade, and you can just wait it out. There's really nothing that you need to do about slime mold. So I hope this helps. If you have slime mold, just be patient and wash it off the grass. So the next diseases I want to talk to you about are what's called snow mold. These are diseases that infect the grass throughout the winter, and they come after the snow melts. You see what's been happening, and you can have either gray or pink snow mold. So gray snow mold generally doesn't have that pink color to it, but you see all these spots in the lawn that you kind of wonder what's going on. Pink snow mold is a little easier to identify because it does have a pinkish color to it. These diseases really aren't anything to worry too much about. You can come out of the winter and your grass generally just needs to just wake up and start growing out of it. And by the time you get your first couple mows in, you really don't see the infection anymore. So if you have those and coming out of the winter and into the spring, don't panic. Just let your grass do your normal fertility, normal mowing, and you'll start to see it recover. So I want to talk to you about a disease called summer patch. Summer patch is a disease that starts to show itself in the hot, muggy, or dry days of summer when the grass is under the most amount of stress. And how we can identify it: when I walk up on a lawn, I'm looking for this pattern that you see that's kind of like in this picture here. So it's a kind of a dead grass in a circle like shape with healthy grass in the middle. We call that the frog eye. If we see the frog eye, we know we're dealing with summer patch. And summer patch is a pretty tricky disease to have because it actually infects the grass in mid to late May. And you never know that it's infected. It goes down to the roots and really starts to attack the roots. And so that's why in the summer it starts to show itself when it's under stress, because it no longer has the ability to stay healthy in the summer under all that stress. And so really there's really only one good solution to summer patch, and that is to do a preventative fungicide treatment program where you start treating for the disease in May and you do several other treatments throughout the year. The best solution for summer patch is to do an aeration overseed with summer patch resistant grass. That's a really important thing to do if you have summer patch, because you have to start getting that resistance into your lawn so that when those patches die, you have good grass that can take over those areas. So summer patch, it's a tricky disease, but there are solutions for it. So I really hope that helps. If you have what you think is summer patch or any other disease in your lawn, we would love to help you figure out what's going on and provide solutions for you. So you can fill out the form below or give us a call.